Now to talk some more, Steve Moore, Trump economic advisor and co-author of the Trump Economic Miracle, and Michael Faulkender, former assistant Treasury Secretary and chief economist at AFPI, America First Policy Institute. I want to hold the Trump tape for a second. I want to go after my dear friend Steve Moore, reading Unleash Prosperity this morning. And I don't know if you heard my opening riff, but you shouldn't blame the longshoremen. You shouldn't blame the dock workers. You should blame Bidenflation and Kamalaflation, because prices have gone up 20% in the last 3.5, 4 years. Wages have gone up only about 15 or 16%. The value of the contract that they wrote a few years ago has completely nosedived. This is what Jack Kemp taught us over 40 years ago. Stop blaming the unions when it's government and the goofballs running the government who are causing the inflation by printing too much money and spending too much money. Are you ready to make an amends? Are you going to ask forgiveness? Because the longshoremen, all they want to do is come out ahead in the next 6 years, Steve Moore. And Faulkender, I may come after you, too. I'm not sure what your position is.
Well, Larry, I think you got about 80% right. I mean, you and I don't disagree at all. Fundamentally, you are absolutely right. Labor unrest, strikes, more and more workers falling, beneath the curve of terms of inflation. That happens when you have these bouts of inflation. You remember, Larry, I remember what happened in the 1970s when you had all sorts of strikes because unions were so upset about 9, 10, 11% unemployment. Even if they got an 8% increase in their salaries, they were falling behind inflation. So I agree with you. The root cause, as you're saying, the root cause of this is that Joe Biden took an inflation rate from 1.5% to 9%. Now, here's where I probably disagree with you a little bit. I was talking to our good friend Arthur Laffer today. He reminded me that Ronald Reagan was president. He did fire the air traffic controllers. And by the way, against what was in his own political interest, because the Air Traffic Controller Association had actually endorsed Reagan, but he did it for the good of the country. And there is the Taft-Hartley bill that says if you're an essential worker to the commerce of the country, you have to be on the job. And I think, my own opinion, I'd like to see what Michael has to say about this.
It's the wrong example. It's completely different. Look, the transportation.
All I'm saying, they can't shut down the whole economy, Larry. They can't do that.
Stop. They're not going to shut down the whole economy. It may go a bunch of days, and eventually Taft-Hartley will kick in. George W. Bush gave it 11 days. The point is, the transportation, Ronald Reagan, that's a great conservative icon, and I agree. All right, I was in the government. I was there defending it on television with Drew Lewis. Okay. Point I'm making is, though, they were public unions. Public unions have no right to strike. That was the principle that Reagan objected to.
That is true.
It had nothing to do with what Arthur and you are cooking up. Nothing to do at all. And by the way, in those days, inflation was coming down. So you're wrong in both counts. What here? Faulkender, I'm going to get you this conversation. If you say one bad word, I'm going to jump on you, too. I mean, really, you look at this thing. What they want is $5 an hour increase, okay, per year over 6 years. This is not unusual. Biden said take $4 an hour, but he hasn't gotten deeply involved yet. But the thing is, and this is courtesy of John Carney of the Business Digest at Breitbart, the top wage gain was scheduled to be $39 when the contract ran out. It is now worth $30.70. Do you know what a hit that is? Multiply it out, okay? And then when you're finished multiplying that out, and give Steve Moore a calculator, because he doesn't understand what I'm saying here, multiply that throughout the entire country that has suffered from Bidenflation in a affordability crisis where wages have fallen way behind prices. And even with the inflation rate, year finally coming back down to 2.5% or 3%, those prices haven't come down. And those wages haven't gone up, okay? They're just starting to go up a little bit in recent months, but it's a weak labor market. So what's your take on it? I want to defend the I know the president of the Longshoremen's Union is a bit eccentric. He does drive a Bentley. Now, that might be kind of cool, but a labor union leader probably shouldn't drive Bentley. But that's personal choice. I'm not going to be judgmental. What's your take on the fundamental point that we should be blaming Bidenomics or big government or money printing, and that Steve Moore in Unleashed Prosperity got this completely wrong?
Larry, because these are 6-year contracts, you've got to take the worst-case scenario of where inflation may go.
Right.
And because there is the prospect, if you look at the betting markets, that Kamala Harris could be elected president and that they would yet again unleash 9% annualized inflation, if you're going to sign a 6-year contract, you're going to hedge against that by putting in place a locked-in wage increase, because you're correct. They are already about 20% behind in terms of purchasing power because since they had locked in their contracts, when that inflation started taking off, they were not getting raises commensurate with those increases in costs. So they not only have to make up for the lost ground they've already got, but they've got to worry about what kind of inflation would be unleashed by additional massive spending coming out of Kamala Harris in the regulatory environment.
Blame the government, blame Bidenomics, blame Kamalanomics, blame the Federal Reserve. Don't blame the workers. You know, you teach school at the University of Maryland. Steve Moore wouldn't pass your course. Okay, he would not pass your course. It's an amazing.
Larry, let me defend myself.
I gotta go. I'm not
minute.
I'm not
What
in
about automation? They don't want automation.
Oh, stop.
Come on, no automation?
They always say that. It's a bargaining chip. By the way, I'm all for automation, yes, sir, and it'll come over time. What they're looking for there is severance pay. That's not the issue. I'm not in a forgiving mood, and Faulkender would give you a failing grade at the University of Maryland. All right, nice to see you, fellas. Steve Moore and Michael Faulkender.